Welcome back to the One Decision Away podcast. I'm your host, Elijah Mang. In this one, we are going to get into how to get out of your head and get into your body, get into the present moment, because this is a real struggle for a lot of people. And it used to be a big struggle for me. I don't struggle with it as much anymore. So there are certain times where I find myself having a hard time getting back into my body and getting out of my head. Like if I'm feeling really anxious or like something is going on that I just can't stop thinking about. But regardless of what it is, I'm going to include a practice in this episode. It's only going to be like a minute or so. And it's a practice that you can use to do exactly that, to get out of your head, get into your body, get into the present moment. And I will include a couple other things as well. But just to lay a little foundation here, oftentimes we may struggle to get into our body, get out of our head, because our body doesn't feel like as safe of a place as our mind. Typically, we get very caught up in our head when we have a lot going on in our body that we don't want to feel. And so, like for me personally, and I know many others who've experienced the same thing, in our childhood, if we experienced a lot of stuff that was hard to actually process and we didn't really have the capacity to fully experience the emotions that we were feeling at the time, then they may have just gotten shoved down and become trapped in our body, in our energy system. And so it prevents it from flowing smoothly. And oftentimes when these emotions get trapped, it can be a lot easier to just kind of dissociate from your body and from those emotions and just shove them down, trying not to feel them, or just being unable, literally unable, like you don't know how to feel them, or you don't have the capacity to fully process all of that energy going through your body at the moment. It can get trapped, and then we start to think more. We start to get more in our head because it feels like a safer place than our body. And this is all a subconscious process. It's not like we're thinking about it when it happens at all. It just kind of happens, and so it happens to a lot of us. And so this is for you if that is something that you struggled with. And, there could be various reasons why you might struggle to get out of your head. But that is the primary one that I've seen the most and experienced myself. And, so this may help you if you struggle to fall asleep at night or things like that. And you just find yourself constantly going in your mind. So basically a great solution for this is to just practice getting in your body and getting out of your head, and also to release any trauma and trapped emotions that may still be lingering in your body that you haven't released, that have just been hanging out. And so then you can actually be in your body and be present in the moment without feeling like you need to escape from some kind of underlying feeling or tension that you don't want to feel or that's just uncomfortable. So one of the best ways to help with this, whether you are just thinking about everything and your mind is going a million miles a minute, or you keep thinking about the past and loathing on the past, or you keep feeling anxious about the future, anticipating the future, and we're worrying about the future, whatever, if you're not present, coming back into your breath, into your body will always bring you back into the present moment. So maybe you take like 30 seconds, 60 seconds just to breathe, just to close your eyes. Not if you're driving or working or whatever, just breathe. Like just focus in your body. Focus in your body. Now, it's funny how well this works, and it's also funny how rarely we actually do this, because it can be so easy to get caught up in those anxious states, and it just completely slips your mind, or we just don't realize that simply tuning into our breath will bring us back into the present moment and allow us to calm down more. So just breathing, just deep breaths in the nose and out the nose, feeling your diaphragm, your stomach, belly expanding, just that area down there. And then expanding, feeling the oxygen go into your chest as well. But first starting with your belly. If you're only taking chest breaths, then that can actually give you anxiety. And so if that's a normal for you, then it's really helpful to start practicing breathing into your belly and also nose breathing. If you breathe through your mouth, you probably have anxiety. Okay. Now we're going to go into a little 30, 60-second meditation really quick, just to give you an experience of what this is like. And it may be a little bit longer. I don't know. We're just going to go with it. So if you're working, if you're driving, don't do this. I don't recommend. You may be able to follow along and do the breathing and kind of think about it and focus your energy, how we're going to focus the energy if you're driving, but keep your eyes open, continue to stay focused. So if you're not driving or working or anything and you can safely close your eyes, then do it. Close your eyes. And just connect with your breath in and out your nose. Deep breaths. If there's any discomfort, try not to push too much into that discomfort. If you need to take a little bit shallower breaths to stay kind of calm and comfortable, then do so. If you can, take deeper breaths. And now hold your palms up, palms facing up. And just bring your awareness, focus on your palms and just feel the energy in your palms. Start to feel the energy in your palms coming off of your palms. You might feel like just a light sensation. You might start to feel the blood flow in your palms or whatever it may be, but any kind of feeling of energy in your palms that you can cultivate or focus on, just bring your attention to that. Breathing slowly. Don't put any pressures on yourself or anything, but just let go and just focus on your palms. And when you start to feel that energy, you know what it feels like. And now bring your attention to your belly. Inside of your belly, not the surface. It's often harder to bring our attention to parts of our body that are within us because we don't see those parts. They can be a little bit more intimidating, or we're just not as familiar or comfortable with feeling those parts. So feel like inside your body. Just feel the energy. You don't need to put any pressure to feel anything specific. Just feel the energy. Just relaxing here. And you start to feel that same kind of energy in your belly. Keep breathing. And just feel the stillness. This is something that you can always return to. Whether you're just in your head or you are feeling a lot of anxiety or a lot of emotion, maybe you feel a lot of emotion in your heart, bring your attention to it, because this is it's always available for you to bring you back into the moment, is bringing your attention to your heart. Your heart is always beating. And bringing your attention to your breath. Your breath is always happening in the now moment, right now, this moment. So these are a few anchors that you can use to ground yourself into the present moment. And now you can open your eyes and come back and just feel, if you notice like a feeling of lightness in your body, that's exactly what we're going for. Just feel, and how does that feel? Feel into your body. Do you feel more calm? Do you feel more centered? And if you want to stay in it, stay in it. Feel free to keep your eyes closed, keep breathing like that. You know, a lot of people, especially when we struggle to get out of our head, might say that we can't meditate. We struggle to meditate. It's a challenge, or, you know, we can just never turn it off. We can never stop thinking. And the goal is not necessarily to stop thinking altogether. It's kind of just to ground yourself into an awareness of your thinking, an awareness of the present moment, an awareness of your body. So it's not about stopping your thoughts. You can't really control your thoughts, but when you calm yourself down, you can slow them down. You can ground into a center of peace, of calm within yourself. And your thoughts will start to slow down. Maybe it's just becoming aware of that energy in your body, or a specific place in your body, like your heart space. Your heart is always beating. It's such an easy anchor to come back to anchor you into the present moment. Just focus on your heartbeat. And breathe. And again, you don't need to be just sitting down doing nothing to do this. You can do this while you're driving, but don't close your eyes, obviously. You can do it while you're driving, though. Just like as you're driving, just become very intentional about breathing in a steady rhythm. Become very intentional about feeling into your body. Just like that, relaxing, just relaxing. And don't put pressure on yourself. The mind will start to, the mind will always try to pull you back into its trap. You know, if you're telling yourself, damn it, you know, I struggle to meditate, I can't turn my mind off, I can't stop thinking, then you're just thinking about how you can't stop thinking. Like the mind does cycles like this, where it's like you might start beating yourself up for doing it, but then you're only making it worse and worse. And so the mind plays games like that all the time. So just practice having compassion and patience for yourself in practicing this, because cultivating this ability, cultivating this skill of mindfulness, of presence, of body awareness is what's going to help you come back into your body. It's what's going to help you heal all the stuff that is likely keeping you out of your body. Because when we have trapped emotions in our body, it creates these neurotic thinking patterns in our mind. And, you know, that's the experience that we get of being so in our mind. It's literally stemming directly from those emotions in our body. And the emotions are uncomfortable. Maybe they've been trapped in your body for a long time. And so the mind will try to keep you in its cycle of avoiding feeling those emotions. And this is how addictions happen. You know, we get addicted to things because of an unwillingness to feel an emotion. So we do certain things that kind of force us to get into a state of feeling good or into the moment. Maybe it's alcohol or weed, smoking, you know, or anything else that you may use to kind of bring you back into that. Or it could even be sports and activities and things like that. And then we attribute our happiness to these activities, not knowing that the activities just help us get into the moment and therefore bring us more happiness. And so it's like, you don't need to use those tools. Yes, use those tools if they help, but you don't need to continue to use those tools just to be happy. You can learn to become present in your body and be happy even when you're doing nothing at all. So doing this, it's so important, and it's going to help you actually get to the place where you can begin to heal the things that are creating the avoidance in the first place. And so that's ultimately what you want to do here, because you don't need to feel anxious. You don't need to feel depressed. Like, these things are, I like to look at them not necessarily as conditions. They're just emotions that need to be released. And once we release them, we can actually maintain a place of calm within our body, within our home, because this is where you live. Your body is just a vehicle. Your body is like a feedback mechanism for your consciousness. So if your consciousness is holding on to a bunch of things from the past, you have all these attachments to things from the past, your body is going to reflect that by your unwillingness or inability to actually stay present, to feel at peace in your body. Until you release those things, until you free your consciousness, you free yourself from those burdens, from anything that you may be holding on to from the past, those grievances, whatever it may be. Until you free yourself from those, you will not get the feedback in your body of peace and of freedom from them. You have to, the freedom starts within. So you have to do these things. And, maybe it looks different for different people. Do what works for you, but don't write it off just because it's challenging. That's probably one of the most important parts about this. Don't write it off just because it's challenging. Don't just give up and say, oh, I can't meditate. You can. Maybe you just need some guidance. Maybe you just need to come back to practices like we just did. Just visualizing the energy in your body and tuning into that and bringing yourself into the present moment. Get some support with releasing the trauma, with releasing the trapped emotions. And if that's something that you want, feel free to reach out to me, because that is something that I absolutely can help you with, is releasing those trapped emotions from your body, releasing the trauma from the past, and shifting your consciousness so that you can begin to free yourself from the prison that your consciousness currently is, because you're keeping yourself locked up in this mental and emotional prison, and you're keeping yourself essentially locked out from experiencing all of the love, the bliss, the peace, the joy, everything that your heart, your body, and your life has to offer. And so I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, you're only one decision away. Like I said, don't write it off. Just persist. You have to persist, or you're not going to get there. Don't give up. Don't write it off. You can meditate. You can do these things. You can get out of your head, right? So start to level up your conviction in that fact, because it is a fact. You can do it. You don't need to spend the rest of your life using crutches just so that you can feel somewhat okay, like medication or other things, other addictions or substances, anything that you use to just get to that baseline of where you might feel okay, or to just stop feeling all the negative stuff. You don't need to rely on that stuff forever. You can free yourself. So make the decision. Are you ready to commit to it? Are you willing to commit to it? That's the question. That's what it's about. So make a commitment to health and well-being for yourself, to mindfulness, and just start. Just do something. This is a start, for example, right? Make the decision and do something. When you make the decision, life will support you in getting to the outcome. So I appreciate you. I hope you got value from this. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment your thoughts, questions, anything, requests. If you have any questions that you would like me to make a video on, definitely drop a comment down below, and I would love to do that. And I always appreciate feedback and just sharing your thoughts. So thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. Peace.